Nam Shiv. I'm out on my first walk since we got back from being off grid. I haven't really walked for quite a long time. So the whole kidney thing. So anyway, I'm out walking, and as I often do, I'm listening to some teachings by Pema Chodron on Maitri, which is loving kindness with oneself, having a relationship with oneself of loving kindness, and then extending it out. And I'm thinking about, it's 18 years since I picked up the teachings of the Buddha, and it just resonated so deeply with me at the time. And I've been saying this year that those teachings have really helped me, along with the work I've been doing on my habits, on 40-day practices, my Kundalini yoga, my meditation, and all of these things have really helped me. And of course, as often happens, I get challenged to see even more how they can help me. So one of the main teachings of the Buddha is that, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, right? And this is in so many teachings, in so many different ways. But ultimately that, so often we cause ourselves so much more suffering, and that the desire to be happy is a universal desire, and that doesn't mean that happiness doesn't come to us when we reach a state where we're always happy and not sad. No, happiness comes when we reach a state where whatever the state we're in, we can find equanimity within that state, right? Which is what I've been finding. And so Buddha teaches that the more that we're in pain, the more it will call us to open our hearts and be in compassion, and to lean in towards that pain and not try and numb it out. So here I am. We're going into week 8 since I was admitted into the emergency room for my little kidney. And I do actually have a small kidney. My left kidney is small, and I've had challenges with it from 15, but have not had any kidney issues in the last 8 to 10 years. So it was quite a surprise, and not quite like this either. So going into week 8, I'm starting to, well, not just starting, it's been very humbling, and I felt like I've been nailed to the present moment. Has been my mantra, that literally this has brought me very present. I thought I was pretty present before, but this has definitely brought me very present. Grateful for so many of the small things, and realizing, going forward, of just, whilst this is happening, and I still have, I interestingly don't look particularly sick. I did put some makeup on today, but I don't particularly look sick, but I have this constant pain in my kidney. So it's about being with that, and that's what in the mindfulness practice, about being with where you are. All of these practices all just bringing me right up to here. And so I'm finding it just very interesting. And also thinking about the conversations my body's having with me, that my cells are talking to me. Kidney is associated with fear. So what fears there are, it's also a filter. So I'm also thinking about what in my life am I not filtering out. My diet and all of that stuff, I know is, that's okay. So I'm looking to the emotional side now as well. I'm just really open to all things. So I guess that's what I wanted to share, was how often we're in pain, and that's inevitable, but then we can cause ourselves more suffering. And this idea of happy, how we get that so misguided. So we actually have an online program called Get Your Happy Back. And the idea of that program is not for the people to be running around with big old smiles on their face all day long. That's not what the program's about. It is about finding that equanimity, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on. And that's not to say that, like right now, that I'm just totally cool all the time with what's happening. There are times when I cry. There are times when I feel, a little despair, or hard to put words to it. Frustrated would be a good one. But then I just keep looking for the invitation, because it's what I keep talking about, and this is practice allowing me to put it into practice, right? And to not cause myself more suffering by trying to rebel against what's happening, which is where we often cause ourselves suffering, right? Either to numb it out, or to rebel against it, or to resist it, and so to be a little more present with it, perhaps. And I don't know if it's making sense to you, but perhaps if you've had some pain, you may be resonating with that. And I don't know, it's all the new normal. That's what I'm realizing, is the new normal. The normal is, there is no normal, and normal is whatever it is right now. And one of the most loaded questions for me right now is, how do you feel? Because truthfully, like I say, I look fine, but I feel like I have a kidney, which is a little odd, right? So I don't feel like I have eyes or a heart or lungs, or I don't feel any of those, but I do feel a little kidney just asking me for something, And so, yes, going the Western route. I have a ultrasound tomorrow, because I already had a CT scan in June, so we don't want more radiation than we need. And then I'm seeing the nephrologist next week. I went back to the doctors today, and I still have markers in my urine. So it's a process, but during the process, I'm doing what I can while I can, and that's what is really bringing me to this, is doing what you can while you can, because you can. So I'm taking a walk out to my neighbors. As I said at the beginning, it's the first time in a long time, and I'll be doing some yoga tomorrow. I've got some Kundalini Kriyas for kidney health, and so I will be starting those and just doing what I can while I can, and let's take it from there. How about you? How are you doing? It can be a whirlwind, this ride called life, but this is what we have, and if there is perfect creation, then it's all part of the process. And as much as I can feel discomfort right now and pain, it's not as much as I had 6 weeks ago. And I feel grateful that I can come out and walk, even if it's slower, even if it is a little painful as I go. It feels good. So, and that's all we can do, right? Is each day, each moment, is try to choose what feels better in that moment. And that way we will build a life that feels better moment by moment. So often we're looking in the future as to what might feel better and working towards that, instead of being in the moment and saying, okay, what would feel better right now? So I was just at home. I was a little bit down on myself. I'm a little bit sad that I still got blood in my urine, and there's still proteins in there, and that my kidney's letting through more than it should. And so I decided that I'd come out for a walk, and I came out for a walk, and then I was motivated to come and share with you. I found this little spot. I haven't been in here before. This is just I'm just in our little town of Bloomfield, very small. Look at that gorgeous light back there. It's like, whoa, move towards the light. No, come back, Shiv, come back. I'm going to the light. I'm going to the light. So, anyway, just wanted to give you an update, because so many of you have been asking me, and so there you go. And a little Buddha teaching alongside, because these are the words that are getting me through right now. What gets you through? I'd love to know. This is Shiv Chankar with the Feel Better Life. Everything feels better when we start to do things that make us feel better. What makes you feel better? I'd love to know. Leave your answer down below. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel, and then you'll get to know when we go live and when all the new videos are posted. And come over and join us at thefeelbetterlife.com, and you can receive your 1 hour free teleclass. Get unstuck and into the life and body you love, and so much more. Love to see you there. Sat Nam.